The year 1848 was a year of political turmoil and upheaval in Europe. Not only did it see the first publication of the Communist Manifesto written by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, but also several more or less successful revolutions. The spark that finally ignited the revolution in Germany came from France. In February of 1848, the French successfully overthrew King Louis-Philippe and established the Second Republic. Only a few days later, on February 27th, roughly 2,500 people gathered in Mannheim, in the Grand Duchy of Baden, and stated their demands. An enormous revolution has changed France. A thought is running wild in Europe. The old system is wavering and falling to pieces. The German people have the right to demand wealth, education, and liberty for all classes of society, regardless of birth and status. Arming of the people with free elections of the officers, unconditional freedom of the press, jury courts after the English model, the immediate formation of a German parliament. The revolution was underway, and over the following days it broke out all over the German Confederation. On March 13th, insurgents stormed the House of the Estates in Vienna. Prince Metternich, the architect of the political oppression in the Confederation, resigned and fled to England. In Württemberg, King William I gave in to the pressure from his people and replaced many of his ministers with more liberal ones to avoid further rebellion. In Berlin, on March 18th, King Frederick William IV of Prussia made a surprising declaration. He had issued a new law guaranteeing freedom of the press without reservation and an end to censorship. Thousands of people flocked to the castle to celebrate the king's decision, refusing to leave even after the king had dismissed them. The cheerful mood turned when citizens spotted armed soldiers ready to clear the castle square. People demanded the military to be called back when 2 shots were fired. The following riots lasted until midnight, when the king finally decided to withdraw his troops. By then, 300 people had been killed, among them 11 women and 4 children. On the following day, the dead were laid out on the castle square. The king was forced to appear in front of the fallen, where he took off his hat. 2 days later, on March 21st, 1848, he rode through the city, wearing a black, red and gold sash, and declared he wanted Germany's freedom, Germany's unity. In a declaration titled "To My People and the German Nation," he wrote,
"Today I adopted the old German colors and put me and my people under the banner of the German realm. Prussia will be merged into Germany. The introduction of a true constitution with ministerial responsibilities in all states, public and oral administration of justice based on jury courts, equal political and civil rights for all creeds, and a truly popular administration alone will be able to provide and strengthen such an inner unity."
In the days after the fighting in Berlin, riots broke out in other parts of the German Confederation as well, such as Hesse and Saxony. In Bavaria, King Louis I was forced to abdicate in favor of his son Maximilian. In Austrian Venice, revolutionaries declared themselves independent from Austria and proclaimed the Republic. The duchies of Schleswig and Holstein declared their independence from Denmark, leading to the First Schleswig War. All of the German Confederation was engulfed by fighting now, and it looked like big changes were coming. However, all of this had only been the beginning.